Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to talk about consequences. Consequences we can imagine as a tree. There's like a trunk, the main thing, and all the branches that go into every direction. And consequences, in the same sense, are all these directions. Every time you make a decision, every time you think about anything at all, it will have consequences. It will have certain things that come with your decision, with your idea, with your thoughts and everything. So therefore, be careful what you think. Well, okay. It is that simple actually, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. For example, a consequence of you deciding to eat pizza every day might be that in every moment that you eat it, you feel pretty great. If you eat it every day or twice a day, at some point the consequences will be an adding of your weight. And all of a sudden certain things in your life might become more difficult. And when they become more difficult, all of a sudden certain other things in life become more difficult. Then other aspects of your thought patterns and personality will come to light, perhaps. For example, now all of a sudden you don't like yourself anymore the way you look. You feel less confident and you feel less like wanting to engage with other people. And when that happens, all of a sudden you start to stay more indoors. You stay at home more often, or you don't go out. You don't meet new people. You don't meet with your friends as much anymore. What happens then is all of a sudden, maybe another consequence of that is you start feeling a little bit depressed. When you feel a little bit depressed, maybe you start ordering more pizza or more junk food, so to speak, in order to feel good and relieve that pressure. Maybe all of a sudden you start scrolling through Instagram more often, through YouTube, through other social media things, and you see other people happy and it depresses you even more. And it all comes from the decision that you made either consciously or subconsciously to eat more pizza. And we can ultimately go into every other possible idea that you have or decision. For example, when you think about something all the time, what happens is, while you're thinking about it, you are not thinking about another thing. It might subconsciously be there, but your space is being occupied by the thought that you're having. And if you engage with that thought all the time, or even with the behavior and action, what happens is now all of a sudden you are not engaging in another thought, in another action. And when you are not doing those, that's okay. You just have to be aware. Because if the thoughts that you're having are having a quote unquote negative impact on your life, whereas you could have engaged in something that will have a quote unquote positive effect, you are making more room for negativity in your life. And that can spread out into many other aspects. And now all of a sudden maybe you don't do certain things that you're either supposed to do or that you actually would want to do if you remembered them, if you remembered to do them, but the space is occupied by the thing that you engage with the most. And that is not necessarily good or bad. I'm just stating what is happening. When one thing is the main thing in your life, the main focus, the main big thing, then another thing can't be that thing by definition, right? Or it'll be harder to have enough space to be a thing for you. So if you, for example, never do something about your workouts because you always think about a loved one that you can't have, or where they are, or you had an argument, now all of a sudden you don't go working out anymore because you're letting all of that time in your life be occupied by that thought about the loved one or about another thing. That's why sometimes it is really useful to have certain routines, because they keep you on a certain track and not go off the rails too often, too quickly, not fall off the boat or not leave your path too far. When you are having certain routines in life, it makes it a little bit easier to stay on course. Whatever that course is, it's what you decide. And that's the thing. It's really quite impressively powerful how much choice can influence things, how much your ideas do have an impact on your life. And that includes the ideas that you're not having or the thing that you're not doing. Because every time you do something, you're automatically not doing another thing. And both of these things will have an effect. The question is just, what do you choose? Thank you very much for watching. And if you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, please let me know below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so that you know when I upload my next video. Take care.